Hey everybody, welcome back to TabooSchitt. As promised, we are here with our podcast today. Here we talk about good shit, dumb shit, real shit, and your shit. And man, do we have a lot of shit to talk about. Here today, you got your girl BK and Chance.
Alright.
Alright everybody, let's start with some dumb shit.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Toilet paper. Y'all. Butt tissue. Calm down. If you're having that much IBS from being nervous about this coronavirus, we are here to get through this shit together. And we will all talk this through. We're going to jump in here and hopefully bring some things into perspective. I would love to ask my audience, why are we hoarding? We are in America, where we, to the unfortunate fortune that we have, throw away food all the time. Like, all the time. So, why are you bunkering down? Like, as if this is going to be, like, some huge depression or something. I mean, if we just allow things to trickle in and just happen as they happen and not get scared and hoard, so then you're causing others to not have the essentials they need to protect themselves, that's only going to create more sickness. So, and especially when we have an entire nation that really does have more than enough food to go around. How do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. There's people getting like into fights and stuff on, it's going everywhere. All these over toilet paper. I mean, you got hand sanitizer, all this stuff, just all out, and just crazy.
Yeah, let's talk about hand sanitizer. Let's jump into your shit. If y'all need to know how to make some sanitizer, stop going crazy at the store. All you have to do is get rubbing alcohol. Put in a cup of aloe vera gel. Mix that up with whisk in a bowl and put it in a dispenser. Okay? Y'all calm down. So now that we know how to make our own sanitizer, and we've talked about some dumb shit, I'll tell you some dumb shit I'm having to do because we are floodgated by the coronavirus on every stream. Is I have been watching Judge Judy. Ha! Gay! Gotta say, that woman knows her shit. At least she doesn't deal with stupid shit. And I gotta say, it makes me feel better knowing there's some people that just don't take stupid shit. Just, there's something about Judge Judy, like, I would totally vote for her as my first woman president. Just saying. And let's talk about price gougers. First of all, let alone is that the most inhumane thing to do is to hoard things from others and causing panic and causing stores to not be able to stock properly and allowing more people to be susceptible to getting sick. I can even look at it from a perspective of maybe you're putting it back stock because you're going to use that for, money just in case things get real bad. Look. First of all, nobody's going to pay bazillions of dollars for your toilet paper because there's at least 10 different options you can go to from toilet paper. Maybe if you had medication, but no. But gouging is illegal. If you go and put sanitizer up for $50, you are going to go to court and could get jail time and fines. I mean, it's not allowed, and all the main stores, online stores, are making it prohibited to sell those items altogether because you know what? If you want to sell that stuff in a time when there's a virus going on, people are just going to look at you like you're stupid. when all of the things are out and you can't be generous enough to hand a sanitizer bottle out that you got for $1? Just saying. What do you think about that, Chance?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's I don't see why people are going to that extreme. It's kind of like you go to the store, buy racks of toilet paper, and go online and sell them, and thinking that you're actually gonna get sales. You know, I seen toilet paper listed $113. It's crazy.
Oh my. $113 to wipe your ass. I'll wipe your ass for $113. All right. And on that note, let's go into some good shit.
Sign me the fuck up! Good shit! Good shit! That's some good shit right there, right there! If I do say so myself, I say so! That's what I'm talking about right there! Right there! Right there! Oh, that's a good shit!
So, on my list of good shit, we have the second person healed from HIV in England. What? How is the cure to AIDS not on any news station? I'm just saying. And then on Reddit, just heard that every American is going to be getting $2,000, and it's going to cost the government over $1 trillion, but these checks will be mailed to us in two forms, in two checks, each $1,000. This is the latest we've heard, and Chance is going to fill you a little more in on that and about China.
Oh yeah, we got those checks will be coming out no later than April 6th to all Americans. We're still not sure as of how the situation works, whether it's going straight through your bank account or whatever's gonna happen. But we also have China has blue skies for the first time in a long time, and this is a positive, right, about the coronavirus. There's not a lot of people out in the China streets. It's basically a ghost town, and you see water clearing up, skies clearing up. It's almost like that's positive comeback from a quote unquote deadly situation in that area, and it's really doing great things for China. The atmosphere over there.
Awesome. I heard that it was the first time China's ever seen blue skies. And we're over here in the United States fighting for recycling and all this stuff, but how much of a difference we're going to make when our skies are blue and we can't even stop the one country that has gray skies. Just saying. Something to think about. All right, everybody. Let's get down and dirty and get into the real shit. It is definitely going to be the bulk of this podcast because there's so much real shit going on. I really don't know where to start, but to just jump in anywhere. Hopefully we'll flow it all together. Because right now we are all stuck at home, and hopefully this won't bother you too much, because really, what else are you going to do? Anyway. Let's talk about, of course, the coronavirus. I got a lot of questions about this coronavirus. Tell me why. There's over 50,000 more people that die from the flu virus than this virus. And that's a total of the entire world. Okay, 7,000. There's only 4,000 roughly in our US, and there's only a little over 7,000 in the world. So you're also more likely to be abducted. Just disappear. Just flat out disappear in the United States. I'd say about 417,000 more people just vanish. Just vanish out of thin air in the US. than how many people have died on corona. Are we hearing propaganda? Is there a cover-up? A lot of questions here. How is it that we haven't stopped this society and brought all of our kids home and locked them all up in the house to make sure they're not disappearing? I don't know, but 0.000 point whatever percent, 0.000%, you're telling me that we're gonna stop all production of the United States? I don't know about that. What do you think about that, Chance?
No, yeah, that just makes me think even more. There's the cover up is real. It's not. I mean, the virus itself, like you said, you have way better chance to die from flu than you do the virus, the coronavirus. I don't think we should be. It's real, don't get me wrong. It's man-made at that, I believe, but it's not something that it's prone for elders and young kids. I think the collective is overreacting as a whole. It's ridiculous.
What can we learn from this? I think we can learn that our focus on pollution should be in China. And maybe we should stop buying stuff from China. I don't really like this virus thing and this pollution thing and all this stuff they're doing over there. Like, just throwing that out there. Has anybody seen Amazing Polly? I would love to shine a light on this YouTuber. Her name is Amazing Polly, Polly. She literally presents you facts and evidence and lets you do the research. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it blew my mind that my expectations were to find coincidences rather than connections, and to end with connections and not as many coincidences really slapped me in the face. And I highly recommend you watch the most recent 2 of her videos. And now that we're on the topic of conspiracies, let's talk about Q. Let's have Chance talk about Q for a little bit, and then I'll jump in on board after that.
Yes, so Q, right? This really is such an interesting topic. There's so many connections, and it's called the Great Awakening. This whole thing that Q is behind, and it gets so much deeper than that. It's called the Great Awakening. You can look it up. I would suggest going to 5D_awakening_consciousness on Instagram, and we have a full map of the Great Awakening, which includes Q. It includes the Great Solar Flash, which is basically, some people think that the government is hiding solar flashes in the sun that's changing our consciousness per se. The Patriots and Trump has already said we're facing a hidden enemy. Hinting.
Yeah, he does keep saying it's an invisible enemy.
Yeah.
He doesn't call it coronavirus. He calls it an invisible enemy.
Very interesting, The Vatican is what is behind all the pedophilia, is what we're thinking. And apparently Tom Hanks is in Australia arrested, but people think he has the coronavirus and is just in Australia.
So yeah, there's some rumors going around how all the movie stars or Hollywood stars are going to Australia because they have bunkers in Australia. This is conspiracy again. I'm just reminding you, but there's a lot of connections here, and we urge you to check it out. It's some questions I would just like to discuss. I mean, why not, right? Like, I want to know what's going on and be prepared or aware of what's going on. Who wouldn't? Also, the last information we obtained was that Tom Hanks was in Australia claiming he has the coronavirus and doing all he can to not come back to the U.S.
Gotcha, bitch.
So this says, this morning at 4:30 a.m., Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that last name, was served a criminal indictment by the U.S. for corruption and financial crimes. Media owners were instructed to brainwash everyone and his wife with the coronavirus, and then they won't be leaving their house for a while. Tom Hanks was arrested 48 hours ago for pedophilia, and he is currently being kept in a hotel room in Australia, refusing to fly back to the USA. The next celebrity arrest will be Celine Dion, Madonna, Charlie Barkley, and Kevin Spacey. All will claim coronavirus infections. Italy's airports have been completely shut down as over 80 Vatican and financial officials have been served the same criminal indictments for financial crime, pedophilia, child trafficking, and sex abuse. United Emirates have completed mass arrests of their own royal family and affiliates. Convicted Hollywood rapist Harvey Weinstein agreed to a deal in exchange for his testimony against hundreds of top Hollywood celebrities and their involvement in the drug business, pedophilia, and child trafficking. Instead of a 55-year sentence, he only received a 23-year sentence. In exchange, he provided testimonies against some of the biggest and most powerful names, including Prince Andrew of the UK, former President Bill Clinton, former Vice President Joe Biden, Tom Hanks, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, Quentin Tarantino, Charlie Sheen, Bob Saget, Kevin Spacey, John Travolta, Steven Spielberg, Podesta, NXIVM, and Pizzagate sex trafficking clubs.
Gay!
And hundreds more who all were directly involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was similarly allowed to make a deal and have his suicide in prison faked in exchange for his testimony. And he had his he committed suicide while under suicide watch. Okay? So not only did he commit suicide, but he was under specific suicide watch. How does that happen? And we're paying these people, right, to do their job. And how does that happen? There's tons of men in prisons that die that are unaccounted for. Not just this instance. The lab-created coronavirus was a cover-up for the mass mandatory vaccination agenda. Now, it has become the biggest covert U.S. intelligence operation that the world has ever seen. This mass 158,000 arrests operation will remove and capture the biggest evil and corrupt politicians, celebrities, and CEOs, including global elites and bankers such as George Soros, UN officials, and the founders of Greta Incorporated. President Trump will win the 2020 elections, and arrests of former U.S. presidents will occur in early 2021. All major arrests will be portrayed by the media as accidental or as conspiracy theories. All deaths being portrayed to the public as a suicide or an accidental death in return for assurance that his or her reputation will remain intact. Alternatively, they can choose to face a criminal trial that would result in public disgrace. If you go and you look and research and see who were the first people that saw the Wiener laptop, every single one of those people has either died from an accident, been shot, or has committed suicide. How is that everyone that has touched that laptop died? Must be a pretty important laptop. Some top religious leaders will be arrested on forced to resign, which I know 3 stories that have not been told of 3 separate churches of fraud that pastors are getting arrested. This is not to say that all churches are like this. It's just corrupt people doing corrupt things. And all areas of our lives, and it's got to stop.
Yeah, so all of this, you can look up any of these things, like the Wiener laptop, the 9/11 truth, everything, because Google is now uncensored. You can go look up these things, and they're no longer, Google's no longer censored. CEO of Google, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Disney, quite a bit of
CEOs are stepping down.
They're stepping down, and it's all coming together. But by the year of 2024, I believe all corruption is gonna be wiped out.
Welcome to the Great Awakening. What's about to happen this summer and fall will change the world's history. So let's talk about that. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm pretty fact-based, and I don't get into that, coincidence stuff, but I have done a lot of research, and it's kind of freaking me out that I feel like I'm in a fucking movie. It's literally like The Matrix. And how crazy do I feel saying that? But like I said, look into this stuff. We're going to provide you with those YouTubers like Amazing Polly and Q.
You can go check out the map at 5D_awakening_consciousness. You can find the map there, a ton of other things like that.
Awesome. So also I want to say, we're in Texas. Our business is in Canton. We're from the DFW area. We're not sick. I understand there's some people that are sick, but I know that nobody's that we know of is sick around where our business is in Canton, and nobody's sick around us, and we've been healthy. So far so good. Now, we don't have food on our shelves and stuff. I mean, it's barely hard, like it's ridiculous. They're still, hoarding, which is awful, but anyways, but there's only 9 cases. 6 are in Tarrant County. And then just so you know, when you're buying things now, it's gotten so bad that everybody, even Costco, is limiting 2 per item. 2 items per purchase per family. So I'd like to ask some questions to my viewers, and I would love to do some exchange on what we all think about it. So how does this challenge our ideas about our community? I mean, our government is pulling us away from each other. We literally grow as humans, and by being around each other, man sharpens man, we grow from our community. And I also believe by separating us, it's going to want us to be together even more. And I'm hoping that we get a catch-22 where it works out for the good in that way, but I hope that these little incidents that are happening where people fighting, I mean, we're Americans. We have more than enough to the point where we're fighting for other countries. Come on now, fight for each other and let us all have something. I have enough. Even our president is providing money to us. Come on, y'all. I'd love to know what y'all think and where y'all are from and how's it going there. We are being governed by people when there is a big lack of trust. How is that making everybody feel? I think that's bringing on a lot of stress. And let's talk about stress. I've heard the marketing strategy of stress. If you look up the statistics and studies on people being in groups and stressed, you tend to buy more. You can convince somebody to do something more in big groups. I mean, these statistics are real. I mean, is this just a stunt to sell stuff or sell a particular perspective, or to make us sell food or put money into the system because we're all hoarding? I mean, I don't know. There's all kinds of things that this could be, but what can we learn from this? How do you feel about having such a lack of trust in the government, yet we have to rely on the good ones in the government to wash out the corrupt? I watched Russell Brand. Why do you think Russell Brand says suddenly it seems possible to have one's money just vanish at a press of a button? Because our society is looking into digital cash instead of physical cash. I do not think that's a great thing for this government. I do not think digital cash is a good thing. What do you think? I would love to know different perspectives. Chance?
It's either going to be cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. Everybody, Elon Musk is pushing it. CEOs of Facebook and Amazon are pushing it. And it's a legitimate possibility with AI and all this coming, if something doesn't happen, within the next few years. Yeah, either cryptocurrency or the behind this conspiracy, Trump is having us go back to the gold standard, resetting our whole currency situation, which will be great for the people. And for years to come, our economy is going to take a huge rebound after this,
Not only
hopefully.
that, even the recession that we're having now, we are still higher than we've ever been. Our economy is so high right now that even the recession is still higher than we've ever been. So we're in a way better spot to have a recession than we've ever been. So I don't think that should be anything to worry about yet. And I really believe that our government has a hold on it. Also, I've heard this question: do we want to have central travel? So, we use American Airlines, they're international, but every nation uses American Airlines. And I hear people wondering, should we stop doing central travel? What does that mean to people? I'd like to know your thoughts on central travel. I didn't even realize it was a question until today. And we all have to realize, to process this, we need to acknowledge it, believe we can solve it, and solve it collectively, share information, and trust people in these fields. These are important things that we need to do to get through this together. The information changes and happening so quickly. How is it challenging our ideas about community economics, social economic systems that can't hold, and that right now are having a really hard time holding themselves together? Social economy, people are more online, people are not really looking at you when you're walking past, but they're all over the internet. What is this going to do by pulling us apart, our systems, when that's the best way? That's how we've grown our entire cities, is by pulling together. Well, that was interesting. Okay, I know that disability and those who are unemployed, and this is how we feel. Those type of people, and how I've been prior, have felt, and now everybody feels it. That stress of not having a job, not knowing if you're gonna have a job, or what's happening next. I mean, and a lot of people live like this every day, and a lot of it is our disability and unemployment and homeless people not knowing where they're going next each day. Have anybody thought about cross-examining our situation with those people? I bet they're in a better place emotionally than we are, because we're afraid that we may not have anything, and they never had anything, so they're okay. They're probably a lot more calm and together than we are. Just saying. And then I've heard that there was that they're saying in the UK, no unnecessary contact. I agree when Russell Brand says this, that there could be a fight for it to be essential to have contact, for human beings. I mean, there's studies out there where people go crazy in isolation. Not that we would ever be in isolation that long or anything, but just saying, there's so many different things that we're hearing. I wonder why. What are we being distracted from? What's really going on? What do you think, Chance?
Yeah, we've been recommended to self-quarantine. There's still quite a bit of people out, at least in this area. But the fact that there's not a lot of, no cases, but like I said, you still see people stocking up. But yeah, people definitely go crazy in isolation. At least if you are isolated, make sure and on the virtual, FaceTiming or whatever, at least you have that, you have those things, so you're not completely alone and by yourself. Make the most out of it for what you can.
Yeah, learn to meditate. No, I'm just kidding. Meditating is great. I'm just saying, but it's probably the hardest time to try to do that while you're the scaredest in your life. Just saying, if you are having a little bit of anxiety. But let's see. So we have grown as people, as hunter and gatherers, in combination of 75 to 105 people. That's how we've grown. So it's interesting. Well, I think we dumped a lot on our viewers today, our listeners, today. So I'm going to wrap this up with a couple shout outs. If you've watched us on the business website or YouTube, seen us, you know that we spend a lot of time promoting and trying to help others in our reselling community and our actual community, and shout out those we see that really are doing good in society. And I just want to make a shout out to a reseller that is working his apps and really goes the extra mile by, he doesn't even just sell on apps and reach out to others, but he really goes the extra mile to encourage those when he notices that they're not posting as much, or he actually supports the honest earnings of a reseller, and he doesn't just ship, but he actually delivers. So that would be Nova Sales, and he's from North Carolina, and his information would be on our website at cuniques.com under recommendations. I'd also like to shout out, this is the best time to buy a house. So the one DFW realtor that I know this best, that has actually literally worked for me and helped me and went the extra mile to even deliver my deposit. Like, it was an hour away and I had to work, and she delivered it for me, drove it there and handed it to him herself. Her name is Ricky Sinnitz. SinnitzFamilyHomes.kw.com. If you need somebody that's going to work hard for you, man, she's a great realtor. And third, I'd like to talk about, look, we all know in the resale business, Goodwill is now like a retail store. Okay, Savers, what's Savers? Saving what? It's really absurd that you get all these things donated to these nonprofits, and now they're going online and trying to get all this money for their business and make it into a retail where you can't even get a coat for $90. Are you serious? A $90 price tag on a coat at Goodwill? No. So if you have any kind of business clothes or business casual, I have connected with Calvary Dover Church at 1141 East Lebanon Road, Dover, Delaware. They have a nonprofit that they do with their community, and they help people with new starts and applying to jobs and interviews. So it helps them dress for interviews and tries to get them really put into society. And they work hard. And I don't know if y'all know this, but men are the number one people that charities or volunteers have a lot of problem helping men who are homeless or don't have a lot of money or clothes, because men wear their items until they have holes, until they're just throwaways. And every man is like this. And so it's a real struggle for different kinds of communities and nonprofits to get menswear, shoes, socks, underwear, anything. And I know that this church physically reaches out and makes this happen, this connection, this help happen in their community every day. So again, that address, if you want to send any of your items there, it's 1141 East Lebanon Road, Dover, Delaware. If you are weary about it and you feel better to send it to us, we now have a P.O. box you can send it to TabooSchitt or Creative Uniques or BK or Chance. Either way, anyway, You can send it to us, and it's P.O. Box 354, Canton, Texas 75103. That's our business address. So, and we will get it to that church and really put your items towards doing good in communities that I know for a fact reach out and help and make a difference daily. Again, you can check out our website at CU Ninks as we build our nonprofit. And please reach out to us. Let us know what you're doing in society. I would love to promote any kind of good that I can see people doing all over the world. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe out there. Stay clean. Stop hoarding the butt tissue. And we will talk to you soon. TabooSchitt out. BK out. Chance?
Out.
All right. Talk to y'all soon.